I know who I am. I love who I am. I daily improve and grow. I am self-motivated and always inspired to excel. I have a clear vision. I have hope and faith. I believe in myself and my dreams. I am purpose-driven. My gifts and abilities are activated. I operate with full efficiency. I sweatlessly triumph in all things. I create the future of my dreams. I am daily transformed and translated. I operate supernaturally. I activate my divinity. I am practical and real. I have the ability to attain, consolidate, and aspire to new levels of success, wealth, and well-being. I positively critique and review my position and situation for improvement. I advance and grow daily. I am empowered to be all that I was created to be.
Do you know that, you spend about 75% of your awake time going to work, working, or going to your business and doing that which you're passionate about and coming back home? That's right. Approximately 75% of your awake time is dedicated towards work. Wow. You had better be doing what you love and loving what you do. You had better be working right and working smart. If not, 75% of your life is being wasted. Think about that for a moment. Oops. Did I rock any boat? Did I shatter any tables right there? That's right. You had better be in the right career or in the right business. If not, you're wasting your life. In this episode, Coach Kemi is going to be working with Kimommo in the area of career. Now, you can look at career from your work perspective, or you can look at it from an employee's perspective. Whether you are the employer of yourself or you're being employed by somebody else, you had better be in the right career. Because, your career, your work is what gives you the money that you use to fund every other area of your life. So get it right. But it's not just about that money, because ultimately you can be making the money, but you're unfulfilled. And then one research says that you end up with mental health issues. Get it right, because without the right state of mind, you are finished. That's right. Get it right with your work. Get it right with your career. Get it right with your mental health. And get it right because your work gives you that sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Welcome to the Transformation Show and welcome to this episode. But make sure that you follow. Make sure that you let Coach Kemi guide you. Make sure that you follow the process for yourself because you need to find fulfillment, happiness, and satisfaction. Enjoy.
My name is Kimommo. I'm a medical laboratory scientist. I'm based in Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria.
So, tell me about what you want to achieve from today's session. What is it that you want to walk away from today? After the 60 minutes that we're sharing, what would you like to walk away with? So, what is it that you want to discuss today?
Okay, at the end of today's session, I would want to be able to know that, okay, I fit into this career, not just my profession or what I studied. I can also fit into a different career as maybe a part-time job or counseling or running both at the same time, or maybe just change the whole career thing and into another one if possible. And on the other hand, I noticed that I just have this small coaching skill, sorry, my mentoring skill. Like, when you need to affirm yourself, do the affirmation. So I thought of something like, what I want to teach in primary school, I can't even tell my parents I want to teach in primary school. Like, primary school. No. So I thought of all of those things, like maybe do I want to go into counseling, or do I need a degree in child psychology to add to the lab sciences or the nursery? So everything is just...
Okay. So it seems to me what I'm hearing you say, right, is that you studied med lab sciences, you're passionate about nursing, you're interested in teaching, and maybe a bit of counseling. Excuse me. So you've got so many options, right, that you can choose from. So if you had to choose one of them that you would stick with in terms of for the next 5 years, what would you choose and why?
Counseling.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. There are so many things not that I didn't learn from the house. I learned most of them from the house. And most of them I learned them the hard way. Yes. So it's something I would like to make people understand. This is like you coming out to tell them your own, not what you read. It's about you, your own life. So using yourself as an example. Whoever cares to listen. But mostly from like the primary school. Because although there are some people that as an adult, if you get counseling, you can decide to change. But for some people, it's already too late. But if you catch them young and they grow with that spirit, then I think it will be better.
Wow.
Yes.
That is so powerful. So how do you feel about nursing, medical lab sciences, and everything else that you explained to me in the beginning? Because where we started from is not where we are right now, right? So how do you feel about all those other things and honing in on counseling? What does that do to you?
Let's just say the whole nursing thing is just because of the Japa. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, yeah. That's like the easiest way. So aside that, not like I really have the whole nursing thing like that. But I love medical lab science. Like I love the fact that I don't have to deal with the patient, just the sample and anything is fine. Unlike the nurses where you have to see the patient morning after the night, you have to come check, blah 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 blah. So I think maybe I'm getting clarity now. Maybe the whole nursing thing, and if there's an aspect of nursing that doesn't need like the whole blood thing, maybe I'll go for that. Yes, but aside that.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What is the most important thing to you about a job or career? So you're doing a job or you're in a career. What's the most important thing to you about a job?
Being able to impact the people around you.
Okay.
You go to a place, you leave your footprint. Like, oh, if this person was here, this thing would have been done. If this person was here, that would have been done. So it's basically making your presence like being felt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just go to a place and just stick present. Make sure 1 or 2 lives around you have been touched positively.
Fantastic. I love that. And if I can comment, right? Because I'm in that space, in that career space, I love to hear it when people talk about impact and making a difference in the lives of other people. I just love it. So I really wanted to comment on that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So when you think about nursing, medical lab sciences and counseling, where would you have the most impact? Because don't forget the question I asked was, what's the most important thing to you in a job or career? You said impact, transformation, and making a difference, right? Where would you make the most impact in any of those careers that I've mentioned?
If I can say, okay, maybe just have, I don't know if it's done in Nigeria, or maybe in Calabar, I don't know. I don't think they have a facility like that. Okay, you're in the lab, and then you can also have a counseling session with patients. You look at the request form, and then you're seeing one big sickness like that. At least you have to start telling the patient that this thing, just sit the person down first of all. I know the work of a doctor, but on your own, not ethical though, but just something you have passion for. Okay, I'll pray with you. We'll do the test though, you take your drug, but just believe that this thing won't kill you. You have to come back for your routine checkup. You have to stay away from certain food, this, that. Just something like that. So it's more like the three self, because as a nurse too, you can have one-on-one time with your patient. Like you talk to them, you advise them, you pray for them. And as a life scientist too, and then as a counselor, you still meet children, you still help them. So I just feel like maybe they are related.
It sounds to me from what you said that they're linked in a way. So counseling in terms of the patients that you see in the lab or in your lab sciences role, it sounds to me like it's linked. What do you think? I don't know. Tell me a bit more about the link, because you just said to me there that it's not ethical. So when you say it's not ethical, is it that it's not done, or it's outside of your remit, or what exactly does that mean?
It's not ethical. Like you're not supposed to maybe, except on your own, like you just call the patient like, Madam, okay, make I see you. This results. That's the people that once you start explaining to them fear, so you just make them relax, like, okay, God will help you. You're not the first person that have had this. We've handled cases like this before, and by the grace of God, people are healthy, they're normal, they're back to their normal businesses. So we just have to believe in God. The doctor says, take this, you take this. Because for some people that once they just do the test and you give them the results, they may not understand, and they get to the doctor starts speaking big grammar for them. Fear. So if you have this on the background and counseling or whatever first from the lab, because it comes from the lab, or if the doctor has told you this one, pick one big grammar like that, and then you come to the lab and they see the whole result. You don't understand. If they've given you one negative advice or report, that you come to the lab and somebody is giving you 10 reasons why you should forget that negative one, you feel a bit relieved. Like, okay, somebody has given you hope. The one-on-one thing, with the joy of it, the person's own. So, I don't know, Jerry.
Let's deconstruct what you've just said, because you've gone into a different space. So you talked about the lab scientist, which is fine. You then talked about counseling, but you looked at education. But now you're moving into counseling within the field that you're currently working in, right? So counseling from two different angles. So really, counseling is really where an area that you really want to go into, is what I'm hearing, right? So what are the first things that you need to do? What do you need to do to think about a career in counseling? What does that look like?
I think it's something like maybe I would need to do a course to know more, because you don't just have a calling like that. This is not like marriage counseling track that okay, because you've been married for 100 years, so you can advise people. It is something you need to upgrade. It's something you need wisdom to do. So you have to learn different types of counseling, how to counsel elderly people. The way you counsel a child is different from how you counsel an elderly person. How you counsel a criminal. You go to maybe the prison to counsel a criminal. It's different from how you counsel a beggar or someone that is depressed that just wrote WAEC and failed. So I think maybe in counseling, we should have subsections, like in medicine, we have different, aspects. So I think they have marriage counselors, they have academic counselors or coach, they have, I don't know, I think I know just those two.
So which one would you do? What would you do? If you had to choose, and I think I asked this question before, if you had to choose a particular area in counseling, what would it be?
Maybe I'll choose two, not one.
Okay, if you didn't have a choice but one, only one, what would it be? And why?
It would be area of academic, because I saw Shiggy and Pepe. Yeah, okay. I saw yes.
So if you had to put that into a statement in terms of your career vision, right? Let's just try and play with some words around putting that I'm a counselor into a vision that looks like this is what I want to do and this is where I'm going. What would that statement or sentence sound like or look like? What would it read?
Okay, like if I want to introduce myself.
Yes. So how could you make that counseling into something that you want to pursue? So if I met you today and you wanted to introduce yourself to me as a counselor, how would you introduce yourself to me based on what you've explained to me what you want to do?
Okay, I'll introduce myself as an academic counselor that has passion for students, help them build their self-confidence, help them know that it's not because you feel you know this thing, so you just let it slide. You have to put in 110% into what you do. You need to not just believe it's just about reading and passing.
Okay.
It's about, yeah.
So we've talked about the why you want to do this, right? It's really clear, your past experiences, where you're coming from, and the impact. We've talked about the what you want to do, so the counseling, and it really is an area that you're interested in. And actually, you can even incorporate it into your current area of expertise. We've talked about we haven't talked about the when. So when do you want to have a look at doing this? And what would it look like? So when do you want to make a start on this whole counseling journey?
Let's say when I go for service, hopefully when I take calls of strike in November, just
November.
Pray. Hopefully when the strike is called off. So
okay. So by November 2022, complete the sentence. What are you going to be doing? By November 2022.
Okay, by November 2022, I would start from the primary school where I finished from. Like, I'll go back there if you're having stress, and then just tell them I want to have a pet talk with the children. Just start from there.
And by November 2022, how are you going to, where are we now? July. So you've got how many months? August, September,
November, October. Like 3 months.
About 3 to 4 months. Do you think you'll be able to start by then? Is that a realistic time frame?
Yes, I won't go alone. I'll go with it's something I have to plan ahead. I can't just go alone like that. Like I'll need to go with my friends that are doctors, that the ones that can teach little skills, like maybe just soap making or something. Just make it like a 1 week training for the children. And of course, you can't go empty-handed. So go with maybe exercise books to encourage the children. You know, children do this, you can just go and talk. But by the time you encourage them, you give them things they can go home with and then look at it and be like, okay, this was when they came to my school and taught us sister and so that when they gave us this. So I think it's something I'll start working on.
So how are you going to find these children? How are you going to get access to these children that you talk about?
This school is not very far from my house. Yeah, so it just meets their headmistress. Yes. So I can even go with my first school living certificate, show them that I finished here. So that, I think, maybe grants me access to speaking to them.
And you know the headmistress, so you know you're going to get access to the children. There won't be any...
Like the current headmistress, I don't know her.
Okay. Yeah. So what if she says no?
No way she will say no.
Why are you so sure she will not say no?
I mean, this is what will help the children. And it's not just a talk show or something. You're teaching them not just about academics, you're teaching them all round. And then you're teaching them how to make popcorn, all those things that are not very difficult. How to bake popcorn, how to make pancake. At least it's something a family 5 girl or boy can make at home. So you just teach them something like, and most of the teachers too might learn. So it's not just about the people there. Most of the teachers may get 1 or 2 information and take them and teach their children too. So that's just it.
So in terms of where you are now, compared to where you want to be in November 2022, is there any gap? So when you think about your competencies, your skills and abilities to do what you need to do, because a counsellor, in that sense, do you need to be certified? So tell me a bit about, is there a gap between where you are and where you want to be by November 22? And how are you going to plug that gap, if there is one?
Yeah, as if to be a certified counselor, like you can come to a seminar and call yourself a counselor, not just counselor by what you know. You need to be certified. At least you can say, okay, I studied this, or I have a certificate in children's psychology or counseling or whatever. So I'll try to see if I can do an online course between maybe a 3 months or 2 months, if possible, course on counseling. So if I get to see the different aspects of counseling and know what each of them is or what it entails, then I'll just get to choose one. Or if there's just a general counseling course, enable me better.
So do you need to do that research in terms of what's available around counselling courses before you approach the headmistress?
It's not really necessary like that, but you know, if you say you're a counselor, you can say, okay, I'm a counselor, I studied in counseling, I have a certificate in counseling. I can't just tell you, okay, I went online to read about medical lab, so I am a medical laboratory. Okay, I studied medical laboratory, I have a license, I have a certificate in medical laboratory. So you are confident, you know everything. So in case they bring a question from each of the branches you want to answer. So I just feel I should have a background knowledge on counseling to add to what I know.
So let me go back a step, because I'm trying to establish you as a counselor, right? And this is an area that you really want to go into. But you say by November 2022, you want to be counseling young children. That's the plan? Is that the short-term goal, or is that something that you want to build on? Tell me a bit more about this whole, what you want to achieve from being, do you want to be a qualified counselor? So tell me a bit more about that, because what you're saying now is that you don't need to be qualified to teach young ones, is what you're saying. That's what you're saying. So tell me about the whole career around counseling, and what do you want to make of it? Is it that you start with young ones and then you progress and get qualified? Tell me a bit more about it, because I'm trying to figure out how you're pulling it together as something you want to achieve as a career.
Okay. I want to take it to the level where a child who is not, of course, I'll counsel you to open up to your parents. But there's some children that may want to, but the parents are too busy. But the mother will be like, this is your gist every day, it's tiring. Just allow me rest. I want to be that counselor where a child can pick up a phone on his phone and call me. This is what I'm going through. Can you help me talk to my mom? Can you help me talk to my dad? Not like I want to be the first port of call, but in a situation where it's not possible, I should be able to help. Yes, that's for the...
Okay. You want to be able to do that by November 2022, right?
No, not like by November. It's something I would love to, like, it's what I want.
Longer
That's how I want. With time, it's a continuous process. So time will tell if I'll just focus on children or adults. Of course, if I want to start counseling adults, I'll need a certification. Because then, if you start having invites in churches, in university, or maybe in seminars, or you can't just say you study this and you're a counselor, you study medical lab and you're a counselor. How? I have a certificate in this counseling, or I have a degree in counseling. So it's just something I just want to start small first and see how it goes. Then I'll know how to progress on it.
Okay, you said something now that to counsel adults, you need a certificate, but to counsel children, you don't need a certificate. How does that work? Tell me.
Okay. An adult might bring maybe a relationship case, or a family case, or a case surrounding their environment. And maybe if it's something they've taught you in one of the courses, you'll know how to handle it. But as for a child, just sit that child down. If need be, give sweet so they listen to you. Then you can't bribe an adult. That's why you say take water and drink. So as for the child, you joke with the child, but there's some things an adult tells you and you can't just smile and be saying it. You need that whole confidence, like to even believe in yourself. So the person listening to you can believe. But as a child, you can be jokingly telling the child this, but you emphasize on it that this is what should be done at this time. So I just feel it's easier with children, but I would like to get to the adult level for time.
So if you had to define all of this in a single sentence, going back to this counseling pathway that you want to toe, when do you want to achieve this by? When do you want to be a qualified counsellor by? because you said with the children, it's an immediate thing. You want to do it by November 2022. We talked about some of the things that you may need to do, and that's fine. So we've talked about maybe a crash course or some things that you need to do before then. But in terms of your counseling career, what does that look like? So tell me what it would look like. If you were to look in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, what do you want to see by then?
I want to see a great counselor. At this point, I'm not just in Calabar as a whole, like other states, probably outside Nigeria, or maybe taking a live social media, like, okay, you can just do a 30 minutes, 15 minutes counseling course on, of course, that's after getting certificate, so you would know the different aspects, and definitely you might want to choose one, or even if you don't choose one, you have an idea on the other aspect, and you don't know who is listening to you, who has a specific problem. It could be on the one that you're not really interested in, but just like a summary of the whole counseling thing, and then one or two persons might just get something from it.
Okay, so you articulated yourself very clearly around not being just where you're situated. That's really clear. When do you want to achieve this by?
Like your certification
put a date on it in terms of when do you want to see this person that you described? If you were to put a date on it, when would that be?
July. I said before, I give myself like 1 year. So before July next year. So I'll be able to take my time and not just be in a hurry. Before July or by July next year. So at least I'll know it's a 1 year thing.
And what do you need to do to get there? So what research do you need to do to get to the place where by July 2023, you've got everything sorted and you are where you just described?
Yeah, I'll need to check online schools that offer counseling. Check if they have 3 months, 6 months. Just check the duration of the course, what it entails, the time, if it's what will affect my sleep, or if it's what will be during the day. Just check everything about it so I would know what to do.
Okay. And are you aware of the duration of those courses, or you're just guessing? Are you aware of how long it takes? Okay.
I'm just guessing because there's some courses I checked and I saw 6 months, I saw 3 months. Yes, so I don't know how.
To be qualified, that is.
Huh?
To be qualified.
Yes, not for counseling, just so I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah, so that would be one of the things that you may have to do in terms of. So this is the pathway that I see. You want to go into counseling, right? You love it because of your past experiences. You want to make an impact, and that's all well and good, amazing. You've said you want to start by helping young children in primary school. I asked you about access and if there are any safeguarding issues, which you may have to check out, which is fine. And you said that by July next year, you want to be in a place where you are doing this. I don't know if you said full-time. I didn't hear full-time, but you're doing this anyway. And and you're going into different countries and you're well known and liked as a counselor in that area. It sounds really amazing. What could stop you from doing it? You said stress, right? And we talked about
the stress is for just this period though.
Okay, just for this period. Okay. So what else could stop you then if you were to think about this aspiration, what could stop you from achieving what you want to achieve in July 2023?
Okay.
Amazing. On a scale of 0 to 10, how motivated are you to wanting to go for this?
9.
Wow.
9. Let me not say 10 because nobody is 100%. So let me just give the remaining 1 mark in the air.
To what? To what? Why so?
No, like it's a normal thing the lecturer will say. You can't get 100, so take 99. Just dash 1.
Who says?
I don't know, that is what they always say. So let me take 9. And that's the other one.
For what? Why?
Okay, 10.
Okay. So you're very highly motivated and you don't think there are any barriers in terms of what could stop you. So what are your next steps? So from today, what are you going to do from now to make sure that you hit that goal of becoming a counselor in the year 2023? I know you've done some other bits that probably would account to some of it, but what are you going to do in terms of your next steps from today? What actions are you going to take?
First of all, I'll have to check Google, available schools, the courses, duration and all. Then I will now start checking for journals online, counseling books, different authors, and I think that will help in the whole counseling journey.
Okay. And who is going to hold you accountable for this goal that you've set yourself? What relationships do you have around you? Who can help you? Who can hold your hand in terms of help you achieve this goal?
My husband.
Yeah? Who else?
My dad.
Okay. I like the way you smiled when you said your husband. Is that because he won't really hold you accountable or what? Tell me a bit more about that.
He never hold me accountable. Like, you tell people on air, so don't fold your hand. So,
Amazing. I like it. Okay. And how are you going to celebrate each milestone? So how are you going to celebrate where you are per time? Are you going to, so how are you going to just keep yourself on track? Apart from the accountability, because yes, they can keep you accountable. What's going to keep you going? How are you going to keep yourself going? What are some of the things you're going to be doing?
I would have a journal. Write down today's date. Okay, by July next year, I'm supposed to get here. Okay, I'm going to check. There's some things I'll need to write them down. Okay, I need to check for some counseling books. I'll give myself a time frame. Okay, by in 2 weeks' time, I should be able to read this particular book, summarize. In a month's time, I should be able to read at least two books by a counselor. And by July next year, I should be able to have at least read multiple books on counseling. So with that, I think it's like me encouraging myself. That's a goal I'll set for myself.
Okay, sounds like you have a plan of how you're going to get from where you are now till July 23. Okay, what resources might you need to help you achieve this?
Okay, a laptop, definitely. Data. I think that'll be all. So I don't know how much the fees will cost. So it all depends on the fees. So.
Okay. let's fast forward to July 23. What's today? The 20th of July. So let's fast forward. 21st of July, 2023. What is happening? Tell me what that looks like.
I'll be celebrating myself as a certified counselor. As a certified counselor. So that's like
what does
I'm
that
hoping.
look like? Tell me what that looks like. Who's with you? Where are you? What are people saying?
I don't care what people are saying. It's like a personal achievement. And it's even a blessing to the people that I even come in contact with. Definitely my family will be proud of me. Like, okay, I can also start from there. I've been doing it my own way. But now I can start from there. Like, they know that, okay, even if they have their friends have issues, okay, you can talk to my sister. She can be of help. So it's something out. Really love.
Okay, so when I say what are people saying, I meant how are people applauding you? How are people celebrating you? What's going on? Tell me, just transport me to the 21st of July 23. Tell me what's going on in your world.
My daughter, she's now a counselor. She's added another certificate to her BSc. And my dad is like, I'm proud of you. Keep it up. I know you can do it. I need something. You've always had. And then my husband is like, I told you, just go for this thing. You can do it. And then is like, so finally, don't do it. No go nursing again. So that's just like the story. And then, of course, my friends would be like, you entered this whole thing finally. But by the time you start giving advice, like, Mother Mary, with her advice. So finally.
Okay. So tell me a bit more about, and we're about to round up very soon, right?
Okay.
Tell me about what needs to change, if anything, in your environment that will allow you to achieve this goal, or what needs to remain the same in your environment, spiritually, psychologically, or in whatever way, that would help you stay on track. Does anything need to change in your environment to help you achieve this goal?
Nothing, just for me to focus on my focus, keep building my faith. That's just it. I don't need any external, except noise, except I move from here to a place where there's noise. Every other thing will be under control.
Okay. So do you need to move? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, except I move from this apartment to another place, yes.
Okay. And that's something that you need to do to achieve that goal, is it?
Not necessarily.
Okay. So your environment is conducive enough, is it, to help you achieve this goal? Okay. What about your behaviors? What behaviors do you need to have to help you achieve your goal? What new behaviors do you need to have to help you achieve this?
I need to be more time conscious. I need to, always have at the back of my mind that the ginger is in starting this thing. And because I can start with and at the end I'll just fall back. So I just need to keep it up till the very end.
How are you going to do that?
I have a goal now.
Fantastic.
Yes. So I've had goals before that I couldn't meet up, but this is different.
Okay. How is it different?
Because I wouldn't procrastinate. My faith is stronger and bigger. No more whispers of that and sleep, or turn off your data and sleep, or just watch a movie when I should maybe be having a class. So I think I'm bigger than my fears now.
Fantastic. And we talked about some of the skills and capabilities that you require to get you to where you need to get to, which is fine. What about your values and beliefs? What needs to change about your values and beliefs to help you achieve this goal? So when you think about this goal, when I talk about values, I mean things that you consider as standards, things that you consider as right and wrong. Beliefs are things like what is true for you, things that you believe are true. So what needs to change in your values and beliefs to help you achieve this goal?
I think I need to change the whole what is the change of okay, the whole because you did this to me, you are in a fix now. As a counselor, I'm supposed to help you, and I'll be like, I want to help you. I'm not giving you everything 100% because you annoyed me. It's like something I believe that, okay, you did it to me, send it to me. But when it comes to counseling, you're giving 100%. So it's not something that should come with, let me just do it because I want to do it. This is something that's now begin. Just give it your full shot. So I think that belief of let me just do small or change. Yeah.
Fantastic. I like that. How do you need to see yourself in light of this goal that you want to achieve? How do you need to start? How do you need to start seeing yourself in light of the goal that you've set?
First of all, I need to see myself like someone that people are looking up firstly. So I wouldn't want to do anything or get involved in anything that will be messy and be like, I counselor be that. After should want to counselor. So I wouldn't want to be in a fix that I will have to start defending myself, and then you're not coming to counsel people and everybody. So I think I'll try as much as I can. Now it's not like I'm doing it, but let's just be willingly like, okay, I'm not this person again. This is the kind of person I am. I should learn to like this new person. Not necessarily to please people, but from myself first. If I feel it's fine, then everybody around should feel it's fine too. So I think I would want to train myself to be that person, because before I always consider others before me. But no, now it should be me before others. Because if I'm fine, I'll be able to counsel. But if I'm not okay, may likely not give the right advice. So I think that's it.
Okay. Fantastic. I like that. I like the whole journey. So we started off with a number of different things, and we've ended up honing it down into one particular area. And you've said to me, and I'm sure I believe this, and I'm sure you're going to stick to it in terms of what you're going to achieve by next year, July 2023. So yeah, and this is where we end. I hope that has been helpful. How have you found the session? So that was just over 60 minutes. I know I did say 60 minutes, but because of the teasing out of the questions that I just really wanted to get to the bottom of a lot of things you were saying. But how was it for you?
Yeah, it was quite interesting, and I think it has helped me to dig up things I just on a normal day I wouldn't just say. Yeah, it has helped me to know that okay, it's something I can go after, not just thinking. It's like I'm good in counseling, but I now have passion for it and I want to go after it. So it's something I know I would love doing. Even if you wake me at night, I should be happy to do it. So it has really been a great session and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you so, so much.
Hi, Kemi. How are you today?
Well, thank you, sir.
Good, and thank you very much for being part of the Transformation Show. Well done. So, how was she feeling before and when you started the session? And how did she feel after you ended the session? What words and what did you notice in terms of how she felt when you were about to start the sessions? And what words did she use to describe the session at the end? How did she feel at the end?
So to start off with, she was very flustered. At some point, she went, "I'm just confused," like that. She went, I'm confused," like that, because she was being pulled in many directions. And the transformation that I saw was actually, I can do this. This is me. This is who I am. I saw now I know what I need to do to get where I want to get to. So that clarity was very, very clear in terms of her coming in and going, "I'm confused. I want to do nursing, but I don't like God, but I want to do this and that," to the point where she wasn't even talking about anything else. And also, what I found interesting was in the work that she really does, she can incorporate elements of counseling into the work that she already does, as well as do it in a different way. So it's quite powerful, quite powerful. Yeah.
Wow. And how did she describe the session for her? How was it for her at the end?
I think at the end, her words were clarity. Her
Wow.
words were, "I know I'm meant to do this. So you've given me the right tools. You've given me everything I need to go in the right direction, and I have no excuses."
Wow. So
Yeah.
powerful. Well done. How did you feel?
How did I feel? Wow. Um, I felt like I've made a difference to someone's career, which in turn is to someone's life. Because you can't separate the two, right? You just said earlier that, life and work is interrelated. And so for me, I felt like, wow, so she's actually going to do something with it, knowing that her husband's going to hold her accountable. So she's got a couple of people who will be accountable, right? So for me, it was very, I felt like, wow, yeah, it's impactful. Just a session. It's the power of having a session. How much clarity you can bring, how much direction you can bring to someone who's confused.
That's very good. Very good. And, what next with your clients?
What next? So she's got to go away. So she set herself a timeline of when to achieve a number of different things. So by July 2023. And I'm hoping that she will keep in touch. She will tell me how things progress. And what's next for her is just to put her head down and get on with it. That's what's next.
Kemi, thank you very much for your, commitment and for always, being available, whenever we call to support what we do. So you do have a wonderful day and stay blessed.
If you need a coach or therapist, or would like to train to become a certified coach or therapist, please call +234 8098 883 555 or +234 8077 077 000. Alternatively, send an email to hello@thecatalystng.com.